that person does have the opportunity to purchase the video, if I were them, I would absolutely purchase the video.
Wow. Well, do you think this is going to surface publicly? I mean, are we getting close to that moment?
From what I'm hearing, I think so.
Everybody, first of all, I don't know why all the girls over there and all the guys over here, if you ain't talking to a girl, then you got to go.
Hollywood's bright lights may be breathtaking, but behind the glamour, darkness lurks. The latest scandal involves a covert backroom deal over a specific private recording, implicating none other than Oprah Winfrey and scene Diddy Combs. It may seem like another typical day in Tinseltown, but this one is packed with intrigue.
There is at least one major network, possibly two, in a bidding war for that footage. So I believe we're sooner rather than later maybe finding out, unless that person comes and purchases the video themselves, which is really the goal of the people who have the video. They just, at this point, if that person doesn't want to purchase it, then it's going to go on the open market.
Attorney Ariel Mitchell has disclosed some startling information. She claims that 3 separate tapes featuring well-known figures like Diddy and possibly Oprah are being sold for millions to keep them hidden from the public. Hollywood elites seem to go to extreme lengths to conceal what they do in secret.
But by that time, you thought of what you were doing as a bad thing, or just as a thing that you all did, but you had to keep it a secret?
I didn't think of it as good or bad. It was that old sort of wiring of, if you're caught, your life will be over.
The story took off when Laura Ingle interviewed Mitchell, a legal heavyweight who's no stranger to managing the private affairs of the rich and famous. These tapes are part of a catch and eliminate operation, she explained. This phrase hints at underhanded dealings where offensive material is purchased just to bury it. Millions are reportedly being spent to ensure no one's misdeeds come to light.
The only thing to do is to control the situation, and the only way to control it is to have possession of it. And the only way to have possession of it is to purchase it. So that's really the only way to ensure this won't see the light of day.
This whole saga screams cover-up, and the players aren't minor figures. Ariel Mitchell claims that some people in these tapes didn't even consent to the recordings and were filmed without their knowledge. Considering Ariel's previous dealings with Diddy, she represented Adria English, who accused him of exploitation. She's nearly pulling back the curtain on Hollywood's ongoing dark secrets. With Oprah's name now in the mix, this tale becomes a volatile cocktail of shock and intrigue. Rumors have circulated that Oprah might know more about Hollywood's hidden dirt than she lets on. People are questioning her relationships with notorious figures, especially after actress Rose McGowan openly criticized her for supposedly knowing about Harvey Weinstein's abuses. Oprah has long been seen as a philanthropic media mogul, but whispers suggest she's protected certain powerful people for years. Questions arise about what's hidden behind those famous no-phone gatherings where everything appears flawless on the surface.
Silent, or were you silenced?
You're cordially invited to celebrate the birth of Sean Puffy
Puffy.
King Diddy. King Diddy.
As if things couldn't get stranger, there's even a Homeland Security angle here. During a raid on Diddy's Miami mansion, explicit tapes were reportedly seized, showing famous faces engaged in activities they wouldn't want publicized. Ariel Mitchell has neither confirmed nor denied Oprah's potential involvement, which only fuels public speculation. If these tapes are genuine, Hollywood could be headed for a downfall more explosive than the Weinstein scandal, shaking not just careers but entire empires. People have idolized Oprah for decades, viewing her as a charitable icon, but one leaked video could tarnish that goodwill. Hollywood's power structure relies heavily on scratch-my-back agreements, where individuals do whatever it takes to bury damaging secrets, not only their own but also those of powerful friends. Payoffs, media restrictions, and legal threats are all used to maintain the public's polished image of celebrities, despite the underlying corruption. Diddy's controversial reputation precedes him, with infamous parties and numerous lawsuits. From manipulative power placed to accusations of trafficking, his legal troubles have continued to mount. When investigators seized items from his homes in Atlanta and Miami, they reportedly found enough evidence to implicate other big names as well. The public's reaction has been a mix of outrage, skepticism, and demands for transparency. Hollywood has historically shielded its own, but this time it may not succeed. If these tapes are exposed, a wave of scandals could shake the industry, prompting a reckoning for celebrities once considered untouchable. The fact that Ariel Mitchell hinted at the potential for more tapes, scandals, and celebrities is even stranger. Hollywood might be far more control-hungry and hidden than we first thought. After all, appearances are important, and it seems like those well-crafted identities would start to unravel if Oprah gets involved. If this is true, then maybe Hollywood's deepest secrets will finally be revealed, and no one will be untouchable anymore. It's a depressing realization that those in positions of power maintain their status for decades. Every strategy in the book has been used by the entertainment business to change how the world perceives, and here's the real story. The tensions they face are hidden beneath a lot of contract rewards and favors. Imagine a group so sure they truly believe they can control every storyline, clean up every controversy, and change history to suit their own goals. That's how Hollywood works. The shine is a direct distraction. The ultimate sleight of hand is that Diddy's reputation has already been harmed by the numerous accusations and court cases against him. He has made millions of dollars thanks to his combination of charisma and pure determination. But beneath it all, there seems to be a lot of nasty stuff. As the charges and disturbing rumors from the parties increase, the House of Cards seems more vulnerable than ever. Although people have always had suspicions, confirmation is what differentiates suspicion from truth. Oprah is an ideal, a self-made celebrity who broke down limits, so her collapse, if it happens, would be important since she is unlike many other celebrities. She overcame her situation to build an empire based on compassion, kindness, and the confidence she gained from viewers worldwide. Celebrity wasn't the only reason. People's faith in Oprah is actually in danger here. It might be more than just another celebrity story if she is linked to this catastrophe. It might be a real social revolution. If there are any Oprah Diddy tapes at all, they are beginning to resemble a Rorschach test for how the public views Hollywood. Is it impossible to touch these stars? Are they supposed to be? The bigger question is why the public is always prepared to believe in the fox innocence of superstars like Oprah and Diddy, only to turn around and profit from the scandals when they happen. If their actions deserve to be buried for millions of people, they rise, shine, and inspire, and then they are embroiled in a horrific incident that shows their shortcomings. It's like a toxic loop. We all hope and pray that the next celebrity we look up to won't let us down in the same way, but for some reason, it keeps occurring. What Ariel Mitchell is suggesting is not merely a few cassettes. Rather, it is a system of several tapes, secrets, and stars, all of which are backed by agreements and silence. Someone is finally in possession of the key to what seems like a house of secrets. It remains to be seen if these secrets will eventually be released or if this will be just another incident that ends with image restoration and maybe a heartfelt public apology on some talk show with carefully crafted lines to win back the audience. The stakes are high for Hollywood as a whole, not just for Oprah and Diddy. Charm, trust, and the carefully cultivated mystique of its stars are the foundations of the entertainment business. People might stop believing in the system as a whole, not just in these particular superstars, if the illusion is broken. Guys, I'm socially distancing like everyone else on the internet, which of course just served to fan the flames. Some people will still believe something to be true, even if you have to officially deny it. Whatever the story, those pictures were not real. The mill was still running. The idea goes that these tunnels are also a part of a larger subterranean network that connects the homes of many elite members, reportedly for the purpose of human trafficking or perhaps even as a covert meeting place for powerful people. Oprah's home is the perfect setting for such a fantasy story because it is lavish and secluded, regardless of how much proof is shown to disprove these claims. Supporters argue that the government is involved, the media is complicit, and this huge underground operation is just another day in the life of the ultra-powerful. Life of the ultra-powerful. Oprah introduced us to a man named John of God in 2010. He was a healer performing miracles and all that jazz, or so everyone thought. Fast forward, and it turns out this man was knee-deep in a horrific violent scandal. Suddenly, Oprah's endorsement of his abilities didn't seem quite so innocent. Conspiracy theorists had a field day, claiming she wasn't just unaware, but allegedly knew exactly what he was up to and supported it. Why? According to the theory, she's part of the same dark network, aiding and abetting his actions. Oprah, for her part, has denied knowing anything before the accusations blew up, but that's just another reason for the internet to think she's hiding something. The story becomes even more twisted when theorists suggest that Oprah didn't just support John of God, but was actively involved in his operations. According to these claims, her endorsement wasn't just about promoting alternative healing. but about protecting and enabling his alleged criminal activities. It's said that Oprah knew about the violent allegations all along and deliberately covered them up to ensure he could continue his so-called work. Her expressions of sympathy for the victims are dismissed by conspiracy theorists as little more than a damage control strategy to keep the media and public from looking too closely into her relationship with him. This one has a real estate component. Allegations of conspiracy point the finger at Oprah, of all people, for the destruction caused by the Maui wildfires, saying that she has been buying land quickly, and the fires might have been part of the plan to do so. Isn't it strange that people lose their homes, and then Oprah steps in, checkbook at the ready, playing both disaster relief savior and savvy real estate mogul? According to these stories, her charitable contributions were just a front, the real deal being grabbing land on the cheap, hidden behind all those kind gestures. Some even claim she influenced local policies, pulling strings to further her empire while wearing that perfect concerned celebrity face. These theories accuse Oprah of using the disaster as a business opportunity. The fires made the land cheaper, displacing residents who couldn't afford to rebuild, and Oprah, under the guise of philanthropy, was buying up properties left and right. The claims get even more outlandish, suggesting that she was somehow involved in orchestrating the fires, perhaps through deliberate negligence or even something more sinister. She's portrayed as a modern-day land baron, waiting for the right moment to swoop in and expand her real estate empire while everyone else is in the midst of tragedy. Her compassionate public image is merely a cultivated front, according to conspiracy theorists. At this point, it starts to sound a lot like a science fiction movie. Hollywood's handler. It seems like Oprah is influencing celebrities in ways other than just interviewing them to get them to share their secrets or sell their latest projects. In line with MKUltra, we're talking about conventional mind control. By spreading the stories that the elites want us to believe, Oprah helps to keep celebrities in line according to this theory. Her emotional interviews, book clubs, endorsements, and other on-screen encounters are all carefully planned components of a psychological manipulation that manipulates the public as well as celebrities. The conspiracy theorists contend that Oprah is acting as the entertainment industry's gatekeeper, screening and molding up-and-coming celebrities before letting them become truly famous. Her talks are viewed as check-ins to ensure that these celebrities are following the rules, not just as promotional material. According to rumors, Oprah either quits supporting someone who loses favor with the elite or quietly sways public opinion against them. According to the traditional adrenochrome theory, which places Oprah at its core, the sinister elixir prevents the famous and wealthy young from becoming terrified of children. Her book club is seen as using this approach to spread ideas that have been sanctioned by the adrenochrome theory claims that Oprah may have facilitated her affluent friends' access to this controversial substance. The story's premise is that her work with underprivileged children and her philanthropic activities are all part of a larger scheme. She and her network have access to the very resource they need as she works with vulnerable people. Despite being completely unfounded and darkly twisted, it continues to garner support from certain groups. These theorists argue that Oprah's wealth and influence, combined with the political element, allow her to hide such horrific acts in plain sight. Oprah's endorsements over the years, particularly her support of Barack Obama, have led some to believe that she's part of a much larger game. To them, she's not just a supporter of certain policies or a politically conscious celebrity. She's the Pied Piper leading the masses in a direction that's meant to benefit a hidden few. Conspiracy theorists argue that her involvement in politics is about consolidating power among the elite. Her appearances and speeches are said to be carefully timed and crafted to steer public opinion, according to the instructions of those pulling the strings behind the scenes. Every passionate plea, every tearful message, according to these theories, is designed to manipulate the masses under the guise of advocacy and awareness. This theory sees Oprah as someone who was groomed to influence the public in very specific ways. Her endorsement of Barack Obama is viewed not as a personal political decision, but as a strategic move orchestrated by powerful figures. Her impassioned speeches, particularly during times of political unrest, are portrayed as calculated efforts to pacify or direct the public mood. Some theorists even claim that Oprah has been instrumental in promoting the socially acceptable version of progress, though the true goal of this scheme is said to be a secret one that only serves the rich and powerful. In the end, we have two distinct Oprahs, the self-made billionaire who has motivated millions of people, and the giving Oprah who carefully hides her genuine intentions while using her fame and reputation to sway public opinion. The other is a high priestess and Hollywood handler, a puppet master caught in a web of intrigue that would make even the most absurd movies look insignificant. These theories say more about our collective fascination and paranoia with those in power than they do about Oprah herself. They remind us how easily anyone can be transformed into a villain when suspicion replaces understanding, and when the bright lights of celebrity cast shadows long enough to hide whatever we fear most. No matter how over-the-top these stories are, they highlight one uncomfortable truth in the age of the internet. No one, not even Oprah, is immune from becoming a character in someone else's dark fantasy. When admiration flips into obsession, reality becomes just another conspiracy waiting to be unraveled. And the truth? Well, it's often nowhere in sight. The conspiracy surrounding Oprah isn't just a tale of a beloved public figure gone rogue. It reflects the deep-seated distrust of those who have amassed wealth, power, and influence. It feeds into the belief that no one could possibly achieve such heights without making some kind of deal with the devil, metaphorically, or for some believers, quite literally. As the theories grow and evolve, they draw in more and more detail, turning every aspect of Oprah's career, philanthropy, and personal life into a potential piece of evidence for a grander, darker narrative. Her rise from a difficult childhood to becoming one of the most powerful women in the world should be an inspirational story. Instead, for conspiracy theorists, it's the origin story of a villain. According to reports, her successes are merely stepping stones in a dark journey that allegedly entails unimaginable degrees of deception, exploitation, and covert activities. Is Oprah really immune, or is Hollywood just too good at burying its tracks? Kindly let us know what you think, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and actively engage in the chat.